Good morning, students. Myself Mamta Karkar, Assistant Professor of Law, PG Department, Sardar Patel University. And today we will be taking the another section from our Unit 1 of subject Law of Industrial and Intellectual Property 2. Earlier in the first and second lecture, we have taken the patent search, examination and records, and in that reference we seen the patent cooperation treaty, right? So unit 1 is comprised of patent cooperation treaty, PCT, and international and global patent information retrieval system, that is European patent treaty. So first of all, let's have a little recap on the patent cooperation treaty that already we have seen, and we also discussed about what are different objectives of the patent cooperation treaty. So if you find out that patent cooperation treaty that particularly work in the field of patents, where the objective of patent cooperation treaty was to protect the rights of those who are who have made certain inventions, and they have registered for the patent, and that is more important to mankind, or such inventions which are really good for the world all over. So let us see what are the objectives of patent cooperation treaty that we already have seen, but we will have some recap. So patent cooperation treaty that works and that particularly comprise of certain rules and requirements under the filing of patent. In that, first of all, the national patent system is covered, where the national patent system requires the filing of individual patent, and such application for each country for which the patent protection is sought, that also we have seen. Then we also seen that under the traditional Paris Convention of the Root, the priority of an earlier application that can be claimed for applications filed subsequently in the foreign countries, but such latter application must be filed within 12 months of the filing date of earlier application. So that was the main criteria under the national patent system. And after the patent cooperation treaty, that means enforcement of patent cooperation treaty, this difficulty was removed, and now a person can file a patent in his own nation as well as at international level at a time without having any binding of the waiting period or such. So what were the objectives of patent cooperation treaty? That particularly this was an agreement for international cooperation in the field of patents. It is the patent cooperation treaty does not provide for the grant of international patents, but the task of and responsibility for granting the patents remains exclusively in the hands of patent offices, and it does not like Paris Convention, it does not give those period for filing of the patent at international level. But the principal objective of patent cooperation treaty is, by simplification, leading to more effectiveness and economy, to improve on the interest of the users of the patent system and the offices which has responsibility for administering it. So this was the main objective. So to achieve such objectives, the patent cooperation treaty also taken certain good steps, that establishment of single patent office at international level, then making rules and regulations for such filing, and procedure to be prescribed in paragraphs for international phase for the patent cooperation procedure, and there should be national offices at each and every state level. Then we also seen what are the functioning of patent cooperation system, right? So functioning are the main part where such patent cooperation treaty involves. Now any national or resident of patent cooperation treaty contracting state, he can file an international application. So filing an international application is the main task, that is main function. International applications can be filed in most cases with the national office, which will act as the patent cooperation treaty regional office or receiving office. And in addition to that, international bureau can act receiving office as an option for national and residents of the all patent cooperation treaty contracting states, right? Then this international application will have effect from the date of application, and such that regional patent office can also take action on such application for the further procedure. Now a single set of fees is also incurred for the preparation and filing of international application. So that is the main task that has been smoothly created by the patent cooperation treaty. So this is what the objectives and functioning of the patent cooperation treaty. Then if we see that international search for the patent cooperation treaty. So every international application is subjected to an international search. So high quality search of patent document and technical literature can be filed. Then the administrative body of patent cooperation treaty will prescribe such rules, and the offices are at Australian Patent Office, then Chinese Patent Office, European Patent Office, Japanese Patent Office, Russian Patent Office, Spanish Patent Office, and Trademark Office of the Swedish Patent Office, and United States Patent and Trademark Offices. So these are the authorities that have been established under Patent Cooperation Treaty. So this was already we have discussed in our first lecture. And now we will see the European Patent Treaty, right? European Patent Cooperation Treaty. So now, why Patent Cooperation Treaty and European Patent Organization or Patent Treaty, they are more important in this area? Because they have given a particular guideline for filing of the patents at international litigation, and another thing is the contracting states have accordingly framed their own laws. So let us see first of all the European Patent Organization. So this has been first established at Geneva on February 17th, 1994 at the headquarters of World Intellectual Property Organization, Geneva. There was first Eurasian Patent Convention has been established, where Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Egyptian, the Republic of Moldova, Russian Federation, Tajikistan, and Ukraine. So they have taken the part. This Eurasian Patent Organization particularly has been impressed by the Soviet Russia, right? So, and at that time it was not divided into parts, and Russia was like one union. So this particularly patent organization has been also named as Eurasian Patent Organization. The convention entered into force on August of 12, 1995, and afterwards it gave certain intergovernmental organizations like Eurasian Patent Organization and Eurasian Patent System. Okay, so this Eurasian patent system also has equally effect. Meanwhile, after certain working of patent treaties and organizations at international level, another European patent organization was established in Western Europe. So, efforts to achieve the intergovernmental cooperation in patent granting procedures in Western Europe started in 1950s, that decade of 1950, and aimed at avoiding duplication of the work of patent offices as that was earlier, and it worked on a uniform system. So the European Patent Convention entered into force on October 7, 1977, and it established the European Patent Office, EPO. So its contracting states, they were listed, and then they were given certain duties and responsibilities. They were also party to the Paris Convention for the protection of industrial property and Patent Cooperation Treaty. So the headquarters was at Munich in Germany, and branch offices in Hague, Berlin, Vienna. So the other states can also have equal participation in the functioning of such European Patent Cooperation Treaty, right? So the European Patent Organization has financially self-supporting from 1981. So financially it is not required to be dependent of any other organization at the international level. The convention established a system of law common to contracting states and a uniform procedure for grant of patents. So European Patent Organization undertakes the examination of applications as two formal requirements: the preparation of search reports and their publications, and the examinations of patent applications for compliance with the substantive requirement of patentability. Then the main task of this is to one of the international searching and preliminary examining authority under the Patent Cooperation Treaty. It is also an intergovernmental industrial property organization which has certain functions like Budapest Treaty. Okay? So all of you know about the Budapest Treaty and Paris Convention and European Patent Organization and the Patent Cooperation Treaty. So main was the World Intellectual Property Organization and European Patent Organization, who concluded the agreement on working of relations and cooperation under both the treaties. So contracting states can have a regular and uniform system for patenting. Now, what was the usurps of such cooperation among the member states of the European Union? So, Office of the Harmonization in the International Market, that is trademarks and designs. Then the task of the office was to administer the procedure for registration of European Community trademark and community design. Then making application, filing of registration, that are the functioning of such treaties. The main, that is the Benelux Trademark Office and Benelux Designs Office, that was also come out of such agreement between the European Patent Cooperation Treaty and the WIPO, and that was also a good progressive step. So, sub-regional integration agreement of the other communities was also the part of such international treaty. Then, main functions. So, let's see the main functions of European patent. Now, there are certain other authorities who are working under such patent organizations, that is the Patent and Trademark Attorney. So this is what the main functions of such attorney is to filing and processing the application for patents, for inventions and utility models where applicable, trademarks and industrial designs and maintenance of their registration. Then advising in matters relating to industrial property rights, including unfair competition, licensing, then know-how, the transfer of technology, and making litigation in all the fields of industrial property. Then functions of a patent agent. So particularly the professionals who practice the profession most commonly, they can be called as patent agent. So what they do actually? So the basic function is to offer the advice in the initial phase of explanation and definition of the right, service and performance in the phase of acquisition of the right, then representation and advice in the phase of maintenance and working of the right. So generally speaking, the patent agent must give counsel and advice to two types of client in his home country and abroad, that is national and international level. So that may be individual inventor or maybe industrial or company or pharmaceutical company. So this is the main task of patent agent or patent attorney that he has to follow. Then there are certain application phases which you may be required to study for such. Then there are requisites of the application. In this way, the European Patent Organization and Patent Cooperation Treaty, both of them, they have a common intent to give the guidelines for progress in filing of the patent or copyright application. Then particularly defining what are the functions and tasks of such patent organizations, patent agents, patent attorney, and for the guidelines of national as well as international level. Then to give the protection for certain interests of the contracting states. So this is what the important task. So objectives: functioning certain authorities under the cooperation treaties, and what are the main implications on the patents. That is the main important task under this particular subject, particular unit. And you have to study what are the organization or what we can say that constitution of patent cooperation treaty, how many states and what are the functions and powers of such states and how they have to complete their functions. So the role of certain agents and attorneys under the cooperation treaty, and who will take initiative for such things. So if you see that World Intellectual Property Organization, it is the main body that stand ready to help the governments and other authorities for filing of the patents and making procedure under the patent laws. So basically, if you see that all the treaties and all those agreements where the states are involved, the main task is to protect and implement the laws in this regard. So students, now we have completed our unit 1 of the subject industrial and intellectual property rights. This is the continuation of first part in our first semester. So you have those material also with you. So make a focus on some important tasks, that what is the patent treaties, what are the copyright and trademark treaties, and main task of WIPO, the constitution, the rules and regulations, then functioning of the WIPO, and what are the remedies and compensation those are available under such cooperation treaties. So European Patent Cooperation Treaty or Patent Cooperation Treaty or Eurasian organization. So all the things you have to take into consideration for your study. Now first unit is completed, and we will see the second unit in next lecture. All students kindly complete your assignment that already we have given to you. The question paper you have to solve in whole, and before the internal examination you have to submit the assignments to respected faculty, right? Okay, so take care and stay safe.